If you're watching this video, you probably want to start a YouTube channel because you've seen, maybe your favorite YouTuber living their best life, or I don't know, whatever your dream is. You probably aren't a full-time YouTuber yet, and you probably have a 9-to-5 job just to make ends meet. So in this video, I want to show you guys how I deal with my 9-to-5 living and also doing a YouTube channel pretty much full-time at the same time. So with that being said, let's get into the video. Alright, so first we're going to start in the bed because this is actually where I get most of my work done. First thing I would really recommend having is a MacBook. Now, it's not required to do YouTube or anything, but honestly, having a MacBook makes my job 10 times easier, mainly because I'm able to organize just all of my files and all of my footage and stuff. The best thing about the MacBook is it's so portable. I mean, look how thin it is, bro. I close it up, it's literally like an inch of diameter. The second thing I would strongly recommend, besides having a MacBook, of course, is an SD card. Basically, this is where you can put all your files into and just be able to keep track of everything. These come in different sizes, so I have, if you can read, the 2 terabyte size. They go up to 10 terabytes, 20, all the way down to 500 gigabytes. The choice is yours on which size to get, but I do recommend getting a larger size just because footage can build up quickly. When you've been making a lot of videos and you've been doing YouTube for a long time, you start to see that all the little clips and all the little footages that you record and all of that adds up really quickly. So I really recommend getting at least a 2 terabyte. I think it was $100. If I'm not mistaken, but if you can't, go to SanDisk. You can get a Samsung SanDisk. Any reputable brand will have a pretty good SD card. And the third thing I would really get is a good pair of headphones. So I use for editing, I use Apple's AirPod Maxes, I think they're called. These are really good because they have good sound quality and they have really good noise cancellation. So basically the only thing I can hear is me in the video. And when your editing starts getting a lot better and a lot more proficient, and you want to start implementing more effects or make better quality videos, then having good sounding headphones can really isolate the sound. You're able to hear your sound levels better and you're able to get better audio, because honestly audio is one of the most important parts of a video. Honestly, if you can have the best video in the world, but if it's muffled or it's too loud or too low, people can't hear it or it just hurts their ears, they're not gonna watch the video. So you wanna make sure you have a good pair of headphones. If you wanna just have something easy to use, I recommend these. Maybe even Sony, doesn't really matter. Just any relatively new headphone with a good noise cancellation is good. Alright, so the final essential, I would say, is a good editing software. I use Final Cut because I do use a MacBook. I recommend using iMovie at first just to get used to editing. Once you get good at editing and you get really proficient, you want to start building upon your edits. And iMovie just isn't expansive enough to be able to really go in depth with your editing and all that, because you can only use, I think, 2 or 3 layers. And I mean, if you look at my one video here, honestly, you can already see that I use more than 4 layers. Sometimes I get to 5 or 6, depending on the video and how intricate the details are. Now that's out of the way. Let's talk about how I balance 9 to 5, full-time, 40 hours a week, with YouTube, which feels like sometimes a full-time job, honestly, because YouTube is so much work. So the main problem with upcoming YouTubers is coming up with video ideas and being consistent. It is hard to consistently try to come up with good ideas that's popular to the audience, popular and what's relevant at the time, and then popular to yourself, because you want to make sure you post the content that you actually enjoy. I really recommend, it doesn't matter where, you can put it in a notebook. What I do is I put ideas in my phone over time. I have tons and tons of just video ideas. What I do is, even when I'm at work or I'm out walking or even editing, I don't know, I'm always trying to in the back of my head, I'm not doing it consciously, but I'm always subconsciously coming up with video ideas. I'm always thinking of, oh, that would be cool, instead of just oh, okay, I'll get to it later, because you tend to forget and you might be oh, that one good idea, what was the idea, and you would be stuck on it. What I tend to do is I'll put it in my phone immediately. So let's say I'm at work and I'm a manager there, so I do deliveries and stuff, I do boxes. So let's say I don't know, doing boxes or whatever, and then I, for some reason, come up with an idea, had an epiphany, who knows. What I'll do is I'll immediately stop what I'm doing completely. It doesn't matter what I'm doing, even if I'm talking to somebody, oh, I'm sorry, give me a second. I'll go on my phone and I'll just write it down. So literally the video I'm doing now, if you see the second to last video I did is literally this video, how I balance my 9 to 5. Hey, another great thing you can do to be able to keep up with your 9 to 5 and your YouTube channel is making a consistent schedule. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you, the more videos you post, the better. But I'm not saying post a bunch of crappy videos. They have to be at least to a certain level for you to grow. I used to post 2 videos a week. It was a lot of work. I recently moved to 1 video a week. I would say definitely make a consistent schedule that you can keep up with per weekly basis. Now, if you have under 1,000 subscribers, you're gonna have to post more than once a month. So when I say consistent schedule, I mean like weekly basis. I'm not saying like once every 2 weeks or once a month or once every 3 months. I'm saying like at least 1 to 2 videos a week. Try to get as many videos you can per weekly basis. That's good quality. You're trying to build upon each video. So like if your last video you notice that people dropped off at a certain point, analyze that certain point that they dropped off. Realize why you made the mistake or why your audience didn't resonate with it. Analyze why people dropped off there, and then try to get better from that point. Over time, your average view duration goes from 30 seconds, how it used to be for me, to always all the way up to 10 minutes. Now, once you have your upload schedule, for me, I do it once every Monday at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So once you have your standard process, like what day you're gonna post, now you have to start conforming your editing and your filming process to coincide with your 9 to 5. So the way I do it is I work a normal, 9 to 5, where I get a schedule every week to month. So I know what days I'm gonna work from what time. I don't have a consistent, you're gonna go to this job this amount of days at this time exactly every single day. Some week, I'll work from 10 a.m. to 4. Some days it's from 5 to 3. It's different. For me, I have to be more fluid and more hands-on, I guess, with my editing and recording process. On average, takes maybe 2 to 3 hours to record. Like this video might take an hour or two, honestly, maybe. Just because it's a sit-down video, it's not as intricate, but a video when I'm going out, I'm getting B-roll and all that, it could take 2 to 3 hours. So understand what kind of channel you are and break down how long it takes you on average to record a video. I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna be completely honest with you guys. Editing is the bane of our existence sometimes. Now, I do enjoy editing. It's sometimes, for me, editing is kind of like, I don't know, writing a story or being a main character in a video game, because for me, I'm able to express myself in ways that I'm not able to in real life, just because, when you're editing, you have so many tools. You have music you can use different colors and different sound effects and just create a aura that you're not able to in real life for most people. Most people aren't able to convey true, emotion or inspiration through, just talking, everyday talking. It's hard. When I'm doing editing, I'm able to create that, and it's fulfilling. With that being said, I said all of that to say, sometimes editing can take a long ass time. I'm gonna be honest with you. When you're talking about 10, sometimes 15, 20 hours for a video, you're gonna have to put some time down aside from everything else and just focus on editing. You are gonna have to make quality videos, which means you're gonna have to put time into editing, which means you're gonna have to give up some of your luxuries in life. If you enjoy watching movies or going out with friends, I'm not saying you gotta cut your friends off or anything, but if you do enjoy like doing those things and it does take up a lot of time, let's say you go out on the weekend every Saturday, 5 hours a night, 5 times 4, 20, that's 20 hours, 20 hours gone because you went to spend it with your friends at the club or going out or just having fun, whatever you do, I'm not saying, like I said, I'm not saying you have to cut your friends off, but you do have to limit some of that time that you will give them or to your family. I know it sounds bad, but you're gonna have to do this to focus more on the channel to grow it, because the channel is an investment. It does take time. It doesn't happen overnight for most people. Some people, you get lucky, I guess, but for most people, they're gonna have to consistently, work on it and grow it and build it, and it does take time away from other things that you might enjoy in your life. For me, I had to give up a lot of things. I'm not from Miami, so my channel is based in Miami now. I live here. People know me from the guy that, I don't know, lives in Miami, living on his own, just trying to make it, however you see my channel, however you see me, I guess. But I didn't come from Miami. I didn't come from Florida at all. I actually came from Mississippi, and I had to give up pretty much my entire life to come to Miami to do this thing. I left my parents, I left my friends, I left a lot of things behind just, to be here. And, I had to give that up because I understood that if I want something to grow, then I have to put time and attention and some love into it. And if I neglect it even just a little bit, it might not happen. I have to just make those sacrifices to come here to, be here. And I'm glad that you're watching this channel now. I'm glad you're here with me, because it was a long journey, and we're still, I guess, pushing along. So to make a long story short, you do have to start cutting out a lot of your extra activities, I guess you could say, drinking, smoking, playing a video game, those type of things that just limit your growth. Number one, as a human being, because those type of things don't really grow you as a person, and two, it stunts your growth on your YouTube channel. So honestly, it's a win-win. Doing YouTube, you're gonna find yourself, you're gonna find things that you never knew about yourself, and to me, it's a better experience than just throwing your life. I don't want to say that because it'll make some people fucking pissed. Because I know some people are like, Ty, you don't understand, enjoy life. You only have one life. I get that. I'm not saying don't have fun. But when you spend most of your time doing it, because I know people that spend most of their time just trying to go to the club, trying to get girls, trying to do nothing, smoke, drink. I know people like that, and it's just like, I get that, you know, you want to have fun, but like, I mean, is there anything else, right? Now, another way you can balance your 9 to 5 and your YouTube channel, and I've never heard anybody say this before. I don't know if maybe I'm the first one to say it, I don't know. But I would say, if you can, depending on your channel, try to incorporate the things you would already do, like in your life, into the channel. Let's say, you know, you're a gaming channel, you make gaming videos. Instead of just playing the game, how about you start streaming it, you know? I know it's like, oh, that's more work, but like, I have a buddy, he used to tell me he was an Elden Ring god or Elden Lord or something like that. And I'm like, yeah, Devin, that's cool and all, like, you're the Elden Lord, but why don't you stream it or record it, do something with it, like, you know, you never know what can happen, right? And he was just like, yo, I'm gonna get to it eventually. Don't be like that, you know. If you're playing the game a lot, or, you know, I don't know, let's say you go to the beach a lot, record the beach, record you just sitting on the beach, or just record the sunset. Anything you can do, you know, you can incorporate so many things that you already do into your YouTube channel. Like, let's say like you're a documentary channel, you just talk about documentaries all day or something. How about you start incorporating your own documentaries? Let's say you go through something happens that day and you just document that day, you know. You might be like, people don't want to hear about my documentary, they want to hear about, you know, big ones, but you never know. Some people might just come in like, I came for, you know, the big documentaries, but I stayed for, you know, this guy, and I got to know him, and, you know, he just tells his own stories, right? You can just try anything, just try different things, you know. People always get stuck on like, I gotta do this, and this is the channel I gotta be, but, you know, if you start just having fun with it and just, you know, just start experimenting, you never know what can happen. My last piece of advice, I would say, record everything, take pictures of everything, because you never know when you can use that piece of footage or when you can use that picture, because I have tons of pictures that I've never used that I'm going to eventually use for thumbnails, because I realized that sometimes you forget the thumbnail, you know. It happens, I do it even to this day. I forget though, fuck, I should have made a thumbnail. But I've had so many, you know, pictures just waiting, don't have to waste time trying to get a thumbnail, putting the camera back out, putting the lighting back out when I've already had it ready. So I recommend just taking pictures and videos of everything. B-roll, like, I don't know, random things. I have footage of that. Why do I have footage of that? Doesn't matter. I have it. I don't have to waste my time. Just use it, and it helps the video, makes the video better. Trust me, guys, footage takes time to, like I said, it takes sometimes 2-3 hours to make a simple video. You just going to the beach. It happens. I don't know how, but the time comes up. So it's not like 20-minute long videos. It's just 5-10 seconds of just, maybe you guys saw this cool thing or this bird, I don't know, random stuff. I do it all the time. So of course, when you have a 9 to 5, you can't really manipulate that schedule as much, because more than likely that's probably your main income, right? So like, you can't really change that up. You can't reduce hours. At most, you should be wanting to put more hours in your 9 to 5, just, you know, to have more money. But of course, you know, when you have a YouTube channel, you do want to grow. You do need to put time in it. So most of the things that I talked about wasn't to like reduce your 9 to 5, because like I said, you really shouldn't or can't do that. But there's ways to make the YouTube process faster, more efficient, and just easier on you. I'm not gonna lie, I do enjoy making these like YouTube help videos, because a lot of people do look into these. I don't do it a lot, mainly because, you know, that's not my channel niche. I'm more of a vlogger, inspiration channel. I don't even know what to call myself. I don't even know what I am. I just talk about me, how I feel, and things I go through. So my channel's not really based on like YouTube help, but I do enjoy making these videos. So I do want to make videos like this in the future. If you guys have any like suggestions on things you want to know about YouTube, or things, I don't know, that you have questions about that you just for some reason still can't figure out, let me know down in the comments. I can make a video, get into like all those little things. It is 10:22 and I do have work today. That's the funny thing. I work at 12 today, and instead of just, you know, watching a movie and just sitting there like, oh man, I'll get to it later, I got up, put a camera out, had the video idea already. I didn't have to come up with it. I already had the video idea, and we're good to go. You know, got it here, just started talking. Oh, one last thing I guess I should mention. You can make scripts. So I don't make scripts because that's just not the person I am. Like, I just enjoy going off the top and just whatever happens, happens. And to me, it makes a more lively video. But for some people, they aren't that type of person. You know, they're more of a, I need to know what I'm gonna say so I can make it concise. Information is there. You're not just talking out the, you know, just talking randomly, just random topics. Maybe they have a hard time focusing on one specific topic and they just talk about a bunch of things. Who knows? So if you are those type of people, I recommend making scripts. I used to do it myself. If I can find my notebook, I'll show you guys like a picture or something. Different ways to make scripts. Some people write bullet points. Some people write a full script, line from line. Some people do what I used to do, write a general script where it's like, it's full lines, but it's like paraphrase most of the lines, if that makes any sense. So it's many different ways to do it. I would say, you know, try it yourself, try different ways, see what works best for you. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. We're on the road to 2K. 10K. I'm not saying 10K. So subscribe to the channel. Goodbye. Capiche. Capiche. Aloha? Goodbye. I don't know. Can I make it just...